Hi folks, welcome to the channel, welcome to Guadalmar, Spain, on a cool, cloudy and windy day, which I have to say is a nice break from the wonderful weather I've had for the last month. Right, so in today's video, I'm going to try and answer the question what it's like to be a solo traveller and what it's like to be a solo traveller on a budget. And as usual, I mean, this is just from my perspective, how it's been for me, how I feel about it. Travelling alone and living in the cheap, I suppose it's not for everybody. Now, they're both hard questions to answer, and there's so many types and variations in solo travel. For me, being unmarried, I've been travelling on my own for a long time. Like, I have went away with an occasional girlfriend, but certainly in the last 10 years, I've been on my own most of the time, but it's usually been normal type holidays to USA, Spain and that sort of thing. I've even had a couple of 2-week tours, if you could call them, on tall ships, which was just amazing. They're up there as some of my favourite times of my life. I always think it's amazing how the colours that you paint the building makes such a difference. I think that looks lovely, and the only difference that and that really is the colour. I've also been to Southeast Asia several times. In fact, I've been to Thailand more than any other country. Don't know how many times I've been in Spain in total. They're maybe similar, but in recent years it's been all Thailand. And then of course there's been the recent period of driving from Northern Ireland right across Central Europe in the winter as far as you could go, and then down round Greece, Italy, and eventually back up through France, UK and back to Ireland on my own last year in my motorhome. And now for the past 12 months, Spain in an apartment. So solo travelling can and is for me very rewarding, very fulfilling, enriching. It's exciting. You're completely, quite often, outside your comfort zone, and it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. If you're the right sort of person, of course, because it can also be challenging. In fact, it can be very challenging, and especially in the beginning, but it can be so rewarding, especially if you're used to being on your own and you like being on your own. But if you've never been away on your own, my advice, whatever you're planning, go somewhere alone for a week or 2 weeks, completely alone. Should it be just a week or two in Spain, to see how it feels, to see how you feel, how it suits you, you know. And if you're going to be on a budget, which I've found that most long-term solo travelers, in fact most solo travelers, whether it's long-term or short-term, any that I've met on a budget, you have to put a lot of effort into preparing the budget, knowing your budget and sticking to it. If you've never done that before, it takes a bit of getting used to, and it takes you to be very disciplined. The wind that was talking about starting to get up a bit now. I hope it's not affecting the volume. I'm trying to talk quite loud. I'm out for what we call in Northern Ireland a dander. A dander is a walk on your own, not too strenuous, no dogs, just you out for a dander.
Just then.
Following me? Fantastic. Hello, how are you? Have you subscribed?
Yes.
Good.
I would like.
Good. And you like the channel? Brilliant. That was Shelley and David, and Shelley and David are subscribers. That was great. I really enjoyed that. That gave me a buzz. Walking about Spain and meeting somebody who watches your channel. That didn't happen when I had my first 30 subscribers. Fantastic. Right, where was I? Yes, so it's amazing how much you can do on a budget, but you do again have to be disciplined. It was, for me in the van, it was especially important. Like, one of the shocks to me was that I didn't really enjoy parking up for the night anywhere, practically anywhere other than a campsite. Just didn't enjoy it, didn't feel comfortable hearing noises outside and stuff. So I ended up staying in campsites the vast majority of the time, which was just blowing my budget like mad. I had not allowed for that, and it was a big part of the reasons why I went back to Ireland and I'm doing this. But it's turned out that I'm enjoying this better. So, and this has really helped me now make the decision for Thailand. It'll be a while before I go, but it's now 100%. And I've always been a person that I never look back and regret. It's just not in my nature to look back and regret closing a business or walking away from a relationship or whatever. You do what you do in life, and it's either going to work out or it isn't. And in this adventure so far, it's just fantastic. And there's nothing that I regret. I've learned so much, especially about myself. I've learned a lot about me as a person that I didn't know before. Right, carry on. I have a habit of rambling. Right, stop rambling, but keep rambling. Does that make sense? So yeah, I can't praise it enough. Traveling alone can be amazing. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want, and can change your mind as many times as you want, and there are no consequences. You just do what you feel like doing. You plan something one day, you change your mind, do something else. And I love that. I just love living like that. I think I'm a free spirit. I think I've always been a free spirit. But I was a free spirit who was a workaholic for some reason. I don't know why. I never had a family, never had kids, but I worked too hard all my life and spent all my money all my life. But it's led to this, so no regrets. Yeah, loved it and I'll continue doing it. And with the experience that I've gained, I've come to many realizations. I now feel I know what to avoid in the future and what to strive for. Although I now know that I'm happy travelling on my own, I now know that I'm not content living anywhere where there are a few people to talk to who speak English. Living here in Spain, for example, it would definitely be far more enjoyable and easier if I spoke Spanish. Guatemala is a very Spanish area, and I've met very few English talkers, and the people I have met have been all couples, which isn't ideal for a single person. So from meeting new friends, to shopping, to dealing with authorities, it's been very difficult. And of course I could learn Spanish, but for me, at this stage of my life, I think I'd find it terribly difficult, and I don't think I'd find it enjoyable. My bad, but that's how it is. Now, as a lot of you know, I love Thailand, my next destination, and you could say, so you have the same problems there. That's not true. It's different. There's so many expats from all over the world, mostly single like me and in a very similar situation. Also, I have Thai friends. Some speak English, well, most of them it would be broken English, and some speak no English at all, but they love to communicate. They're just the nicest people in the world. They're happy, and they all use an app so they can talk to you. So if you need to do anything, the authorities, like deal with getting a driving license, dealing with your visas, there's so much help available, both from expats, from Thai people, and the authorities are so used to dealing with foreigners. Although Thailand's a bit nuts when it comes to, of course, so is Spain. Everything's very long-winded. Every time you have to do something, you get into queues and all that sort of stuff. But they're super helpful. When you go into restaurants to order food or into a bar to have a drink, everyone speaks a certain amount of English, so it's different, you know, vastly different. And of course it wouldn't be like that in Thailand and more rural areas. They're still as friendly, but not used to dealing with English speakers. So yeah, it's a touristy places. My places I love to go to are all touristy. I love Phuket, I love Koh Samui, Pattaya, Bangkok. So when I came here, I'm thinking I'm going to meet people, going to sit at nights having chats and whatever, like I do when I'm in Thailand. But that hasn't been the case. Another thing you have to consider is the weather. If you're going to go long term, solo traveling on a budget, be sure wherever you're going has the weather that you want. If you look back at my crossing Europe in the van videos, I knew it wouldn't be warm, but geez, God, it was 10 times colder than I thought it would have been for months. In fact, most places in Europe are very cold during the winter. Southern Spain, where I am, is one of the best. It does cool down quite a lot, but it doesn't get freezing or anything, and it doesn't last too long. I don't know, I keep saying different amounts. The cold stuff probably lasts 2 months, and the long sleeve shirts maybe 4 months, unless you're Spanish. It's like 7 or 8 months. As soon as the slightest bit of nip comes in the air, everyone's wearing hoodies and scarves. They're used to the heat, you see. Right, that's the forest. We'll hop over the wall, the fence. Do a bit of off-piste rambling. Yeah, so I've learnt that language barriers for me have just been a big downer to everyday living. Big obstacle. Personally, I think places like Spain, Portugal, they're much more suited to couples. In fact, they're perfect for couples right through the winter even. But when you're solo, those two people I talked to there, that's the first time I've talked to anybody in conversation in 3 or 4 days. So you have to decide, depending on where you're going, can you cope with that? Are there snakes in Spain? Hope not. You know, on topics like this, it's very difficult to put your finger on one thing, but for me, lack of companionship has been the main difficulty, and really caused by the language barrier. Now guys, if you're enjoying the videos, please give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. I can't tell you how much. And if you are enjoying the channel, why not subscribe? Hit the subscribe button. This weather is perfect for walking, but feels like it's going to rain. I've intended on doing a big loop to come out a bit further down the road I was on, and I think I'm coming to a road. It must be it, we'll see. It is. Right, so in saying all that, finally taking the plunge and setting off full time for me has been unbelievable, just amazing. I'm so content. I'm having the time of my life, and I can't wait for what comes next. I mean, for me now, everything I've done the rest of my life's just been a warm-up to Thailand. I really have itchy feet at the minute, and it's not the mosquitoes, they're not back yet. I have itchy feet because I want to get going again. just have the notion to go. So I don't think it'll be too long before I make the next move. Obviously Thailand's top of that list. So there you go. I hope you found the video useful and enjoyable. But I'm going to leave it off there. So if you enjoyed the video, as I said earlier, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments. But until next time, bye for now.